Yo, my people, hope you're good, hope you're well. Make sure you subscribe, hit up the like button, do all of that good stuff. Bit of breaking news, and as it tends to be with Arsenal Football Club, the breaking news ain't on the good side of things. Injury related this time, we're still in the transfer window, so hopefully some transfer related news does pop up, and it's good breaking news. But we're here to discuss another injury to a key player. My opinion of him, besides the point, over the last couple of years, he's been a key player. And heading into this season, if everything is to be believed around the club with the in the nose and generally off the back of what we've seen in the last couple of years, Kai Havertz is still an important player for Mikel Arteta. Whether Mikel sees him as a rotational option with Gyökeres or whether we see him as a backup option to Gyökeres, he was due to get a lot of minutes across this season, and I was even intrigued to see how it turns out with a new challenger to the throne being the number 9 position. Having come on against Bilbao, he scored one of the best goals I've seen him score, full stop, since he's been in the Premier League. When he come on against United, listen, it didn't change any of our attacking fortunes, but he won good free kicks and he put himself about, things that he tends to do well. My problem with him over the years was, first team value, wages, all things considered, does it make sense? It hasn't to me. But going into this season with the Gyökeres edition, and the more rotational backup outlook for Kai Havertz, I wanted to see what he did about it. Whether he was motivated to fight for his place back, whether he was motivated to compete with Gyökeres, to come on and offer something a bit different, offer something that we've been missing over the last couple of years. We'll have to wait to find out now because it's a knee injury. Um, as it tends to be with Arsenal, these injuries, hamstring and knees, it ain't easy. It's always months out at the very least. And the way this has been worded from David Ornstein, who broke the news earlier on X, it's very vague. And when it's very vague, there tends to be worse news coming in terms of time frame. And fingers crossed, no surgery. But in terms of time frame, I'm not expecting to see Havertz anytime soon. Let me get the tweets up in front of me so I can quickly just read them out word for word. David Ornstein tweeted less than an hour ago, so I'm quick with this one. Arsenal forward Kai Havertz set for spell out with knee injury. Assessments on 26-year-old Germany international at an early stage, so prognosis and duration unclear. But Arsenal actively exploring transfer market for signing to strengthen attack and provide cover. We'll break that down a little bit more in a sec. As is always the case, Fabrizio follows up, whether it's Fabrizio breaking it, Ornstein following up, or vice versa, like it is today. These are the head honchos of the in the know game. So, yeah, and not that this is transfer related anyway. There's an open training session today where a lot of fans at the training session highlighted that Havertz wasn't a part of the training session. So, with this news coming out shortly after, we know why. Fabrizio said Kai Havertz has suffered a knee injury and it will be assessed by Arsenal staff in the next hours. Arsenal consider new signing following Havertz's new injury, as David Ornstein reports. Look, I mean, I've said what I've needed to say on the Havertz front in terms of his place in this team, in this squad, and the expectation of him this season. You all know what I feel about the wages, the productivity, the impact, and everything else that's gone before us. But heading into this season now, on top of me looking at the numbers and looking at some of the reasons and/or excuses for our failures last season being light, squad-wise, I don't think we've done enough this summer to dust off those cobwebs and going into it with one of our key players. And I mentioned key again because of minutes, because of loyalty. Mikel Arteta seems to really love what Kai Havertz does when he's on the pitch. In terms of that, he's a key player. So to go into the season with a key player, full stop, injured, knee injury, potentially out for a little while, it's not a good look. To go out, it being an attacker, it's an even worse look, because even with everyone fully fit at Arsenal Football Club right now, I feel like most of us, 9 out of 10, are not content with our attacking options as is, with everyone fully fit. So to have one of the key players in the attack out now injured with a knee injury that, we'll find out soon how long that will have an effect for. Listen, there's international breaks galore in the first 2-3 months, and games are split up. But the next 5 games, again, it ain't easy. Liverpool away coming up, Newcastle away coming up, Man City at the Emirates coming up. I expect that in those games, there's going to be some tough moments, and in those games, we might need to hold on, and in those games, we might need to change things up from Gyökeres. And right now, I look at the bench, and listen, I've mentioned before, Marino stepping in last season, done what Havertz pretty much does. So the expectation from me now is that Marino comes in when need be and does what Havertz does up top, which is put himself about, win some free kicks. And to be honest with Marino, he showed quite a decent enough ability in front of goal and around the box. So I'm not looking at the transfer window now and diverting away from where I believe we should have always been, and that's the left wing position, and that's Rodrigo in mind. Um, People might say the Trossard contract makes more sense now. Maybe it does a little bit more, but again, yesterday he had 2 years left on his contract. Today he has 2 years left on his contract. It's a pay rise, it's a pay bump. And when you consider that we've still got some needs and wants in and around the attack, and some of what holds us back is always things like wages, is always things like FFP, PSR, letters galore. It's still a bit confusing to me. But Trossard can also play up top. And listen, with Gyökeres having come in, I'm looking at those options: Gyökeres, Marino, Trossard, and saying, okay, cool. Could be better, could be a lot worse. We've seen worse. So let's continue. I say continue. I'll continue looking at that left wing position, hoping, praying that that's the position that we go and consider this new signing, because those tweets, I mean, if I just bring them up quickly again, just to make sure I word it correct. Ornstein saying Arsenal actively exploring transfer market for signing to strengthen attack and provide cover. That doesn't sound like a Rodrigo to me. You know, if it ended with strength and attack, I could throw a Rodrigo into the hat. Provide cover. This is where you don't sign a Rodrigo to provide cover. So the wording of that one isn't great, and nor is Fabrizio's when he says Arsenal consider a new signing. I mean, surely we was considering a new signing anyway, regardless of this Kai Havertz setback. Surely, but this is Arsenal, and we've done funny things before, and I'm sure we'll be doing funny things again under this ownership and this model and the way they go about things. All I'm saying is, Nico Jackson, do not dare. Nkunku, do not dare. Chelsea's number, delete it. Rasmus, do not dare. Man United number, don't even open that up. Focus on the left wing, Arsenal. Is Rodrigo there? He didn't play a minute yesterday in Real Madrid's opening La Liga game. Was it the opening La Liga game yesterday? I can't remember what it was, but he didn't play a minute against Osasuna. And that's a game where Real, to be honest, did make attacking subs and needed to add some spice to the soup or the stew or the chicken or the lamb or the whatever. And they never went over and brought Rodrigo in. So I still think there's something there with Rodrigo, not with Arsenal and Rodrigo. I need there to be something with Arsenal and Rodrigo. And that aside, AC Milan, financial troubles, Leao, why not? Why not test the waters? AC Milan Coppa Italia yesterday, Leao played pretty much up top in a 2. So I'm not saying an out and out 9 here, but what I'm saying is both Rodrigo and Leao, they upgrade that left wing. They bring a new found excitement to that left wing, both for the players around them, for the fans, and fear for the opposition, because they've both got something about them that we lack incredibly. So hopefully Arsenal, I want to say stick to focusing on the left wing, but at the same time, news from the open training is that Saka started the open training on the left wing, Madueke started on the right wing. They changed it up soon after, and every time we've seen Madueke, he's been on the left wing. So as I said before, Arsenal don't spend 50 million on a backup. So even the hopes there dwindle a little bit. And we circle back to why even before the Kai Havertz injury, we felt like we haven't done enough. With the Kai Havertz injury, to be hearing consider new signing and potential cover, brothers, we've signed a lot of cover this summer. Out of the 6 players we signed, 4 of them, 3.5 of them are cover. Really. So, let's focus on that left-hand side. But yeah, I won't get my hopes up, people. Don't hold your breath. There's no solid links to any left winger out there. And the wording indicates that we might be going for a market opportunity in the striker department. And by market opportunity, I don't mean Kvaratskhelia in January for 60 mil. I don't mean Shirky in June for 35 mil. By market opportunity, I mean a Sterling deadline day loan, a Kim Kallstrom fractured vertebrae loan, um, a Petr Cech 10 million, then don't buy anyone else market type of opportunity. Hopefully I'm wrong. Please be wrong. But people, when it comes to this ownership and transfer windows, I'm not wrong often. Players, I've been wrong a lot, been right a lot, as we all are as fans. But transfer windows, this ownership, I've never been wrong. They ain't really on it. And, you know, push has come to shove now, you could say. You know, the push was coming with the discontent of the performance against Man United and the way our attack is shaped at this moment in time. The shove is well and truly here with that Kai Havertz injury, because, like I said, my opinions of the player are besides the point here. He is a valued member of the squad to Mikel Arteta, to the first team to Mikel Arteta. So, him being out now, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Are we gonna go big on the left wing? Or are we gonna shout Man United for Rasmus and see his situation? Hopefully not. Hopefully not. But I wouldn't put it past us, people. Hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. I'm gonna leave it as is now, and keep it moving for the day. Hopefully you are continuing to enjoy these pre-records. I'm trying to bring them into the new season as well. We're in the new season, and here's a pre-record. So I ain't trying. I'm doing. Make sure you hit the like button, people. Love for the love. I'm out. Peace.